Hey folks, how we doing today? It's me again, Shannon Fox here on Devoted Patriots 2 channel. Got a little reading to do, got my goggles on. Just got off work not too long ago. There were several stories that come out today involving the bomb that was dropped this morning by James Comer from the House Oversight Committee. They say it was a historical press conference on just the information alone that came out. They said there was between 150 and 170 suspicious activity reports. They said that is actually probably a Guinness Book of World Record for an individual or a family to have that many suspicious activity reports. That's ridiculous. They said the Bidens took in at least, allegedly, I got to say allegedly still at this point, at least $10 million. They now believe that they've got factual proof of Romanian foreign interactions with foreign nationals and China as well. That's what they believe. Um, they said that out of all this stuff going on, there was over 20 LLCs, which is the shell companies, to help disperse the money. They said the Bidens, uh, when the transactions happened, the Bidens got a third of the money once it hit the LLC and started getting dispersed. So they were obviously a third of the financial amount, and then it split up into several pieces to the Biden family members. And they say they believe there is now as many as 14 Bidens that received funds due to these type schemes and transactions, including the grandchildren. Now, isn't that kind of peculiar that somebody's grandkids are getting money sent to them, and I'm talking about a lot of money sent to them from a foreign national in some country that most people never heard of. Now, this is getting crazy, folks. They've got lots of evidence. Now, the question is, will the FBI and the DOJ do anything with this? Will they indict Hunter? Will they go after Joe Biden? I don't know. I did see today, there's another article on here that the Department of Justice and the FBI had till today to give up the information that the Oversight Committee subpoenaed, and they didn't. Like earlier today, I read an article, and sure enough, not happening. I'll read a little bit of that to you here directly. Now, right here on this particular video, this is the actual live stream video. I'm leaving it in the link in the description below. It's about 12, 14 minutes long. I won't put you through that here on the channel, but if you haven't already seen it, hit the link in the description below and you'll be able to get the full interview. And then I've got several other things to tell you as well. It says 170 suspicious activity reports. That's just one. I mean, there's a whole list of things we found out today. Pretty crazy. Now, like I said, I won't get into this video here because I got a whole lot more to tell you about. But like I said, link in the description below. If you have not seen it, go check it out, folks. It's good stuff. Now, since this has happened, James Comer and the Oversight Committee also want to request information from Hunter Biden's art gallery, bank accounts, and Chinese dealings. See, the original subpoenas were pretty much for just vague information. Now they are able to pin down a lot of the transactions and things and the different places that they're going, and so they can actually pinpoint what they want to subpoena to get the direct information. It's I forget the exact term for it, but it's a way of subpoenaing something and trying to get exactly what you need with the subpoena. So they've actually got a lot more investigative work to do. The more they dig into this, the more they realize that this is crazy. Now you think about 170 suspicious activity reports. That sounds like 170 transactions to me. Sounds like the Bidens been making a ton more money than anybody has any clue about. Let me see here. Now Jim Jordan spoke out about this. He said it's crazy that one family has that many suspicious activity reports. He said it's record breaking. Let's see here. A couple things I wanted to say about this. Oh, right here. This is the crime family. James Comer identifies 9 Biden family members that are part of the problem. Now, let me go ahead and show you right here. I'll go ahead and read off the list of the 9 that they know for a fact received funds from one of these LLCs as the money got dispersed. This is Joe Biden's son, Joe Biden's brother, Joe Biden's Hunter Biden's girlfriend. It's Hunter Biden, James Biden, Sarah Biden, Haley Biden, Kathleen Biden, Melissa Biden, a niece and another niece, and a grandchild. And that's not even mentioning 10% for the big guy or Joe's other brother. So that's 11 that I can think of right there, maybe 12. It's getting crazy, folks. They didn't know how to transfer this money, and so they just, I guess, spread it out among the whole family in order to try to cool off the suspicious activity reports, because I'm sure that was raising flags. And the transaction continued. James Comer did say that it's awful strange that all these transactions, all of them but just a few, I mean, we're talking 100 and something, all of them but just a few happened during the time when Joe Biden was vice president. Now that is pretty much nail in the coffin as to time frame as to when this happened and what is actually going on. They're going to find out what all these foreign nationals' interest in Joe Biden was. What was the influence peddling for? Were they getting secrets? Were they getting favors? Were they able to buy land in America? That's what I heard Comer say the other day. He said he believes that Hunter Biden is tied in with China buying our farmland. Now, that's enough to piss anybody off. No doubt about it. I'll jump out of here real quick. I'm trying to catch y'all up on the Comer situation today with the Oversight Committee and the whole Biden crime syndicate. It says bank records show Biden family and their associates took in at least $10 million from foreign nationals. It says James Comer on Wednesday held a press conference for the Biden crime family. House Republicans announced they now have 170 of those reports. Let's see here. There's something else I wonder. The bank records show the Biden family and their associates and their companies received at least $10 million from foreign nationals and their companies. Comer also added some of that money came from a Chinese company and went to Hunter Biden's company, and that is not how lawful business operates. Now, here is one of my questions. What about tax evasion? I mean, that's not the best crime to get anybody on, but all these transactions that they were trying to hide and filter and move around, I bet you they didn't pay $1 in taxes on any of it. They ought to be able to get the whole family on that alone. Just my opinion. Since Hunter Biden and his associate courted businesses in countries that correlated directly with Biden's work as vice president. This is also not normal. This is not ethical. The House Oversight Chairman said. And y'all got to remember that Barack Obama put Joe Biden in control of our international affairs during the presidency as vice president. That was basically his job, was to, I guess, go vacuum up all that money all over the map via his son, and I guess his whole family at this rate. Go ahead and let you hear this one.
The committee is concerned by the complicated, suspicious network of over 20 companies we have identified the Bidens and their associates used to enrich themselves. Most of these companies were limited liability companies formed during Joe Biden's vice presidency. The bank records show the Biden family, their associates, and their companies received over $10 million from foreign nationals and their companies. Some of that money came from a Chinese company and went to Hunter Biden's company. Other transfers occurred with the help of Rob Walker, who then sent it on to different Biden family members. This is not how lawful businesses operate. Chinese nationals affiliated with the Bidens created limited liability companies in the United States and then in a short period of time transferred their interest to a Chinese company that sent money to the Bidens. This is not normal. Hunter Biden and his associates courted business in countries that correlated directly with Joe Biden's work as vice president. This is also not normal. It is not ethical. And this is why we need legislative solutions. Our purpose here is to provide legislative solutions to prevent this unethical behavior from ever happening again.
Now, that's a great idea, putting in legislation that prevents this stuff from happening. But what are we going to do about what's already happened? That's my question. The fact of the matter is the Oversight Committee doesn't have prosecutory power. The prosecutory power in this country lies with the Justice Department and with the FBI and them three-lettered agencies that don't seem to be cooperating today. Now, they took them, a couple of months to decide they wanted to arrest George Santos for a wire fraud, money laundering, theft, and false statements because he's a Republican. Not that I like the guy. I don't think he's a good Republican. Don't get me wrong. He probably does need to go. But truth be known, it took the FBI 2 months to be able to indict George Santos on lying, fraud, scheme, several things. But they've been looking at the laptop since 2019. They've been playing ball with Joe Biden since before that, and they absolutely refuse to look into indicting anybody, even though they actually not just have the evidence, they're in process of covering it up. And that's what the news cycle has proven over the last couple of weeks, which we knew this was the case, but the information is oozing out, folks. It's dripping out day by day. And I just wish I knew what the resolution was to get the FBI to turn over evidence, people to actually have to follow subpoenas, and like for the information. And this right here is what I'm talking about, folks. It says the FBI and DOJ are hiding key documents from the House Oversight Committee. These are the House Oversight Committee had a whistleblower the other day. It's actually in, I believe, protective custody at this point. Says that it can prove that there was a foreign bribery scheme involving the Biden family, and I can't wait till this stuff comes out. But at this point, we have it's actually Chuck Grassley, whistleblower, somebody that came to him, and so we're getting the information via Comer from Chuck Grassley. So we don't actually know who the whistleblower is at this point, but he says he does have the information and the evidence on hand. But they also want the FBI and the DOJ to cough up the evidence that they have, because obviously they know about it at this point. Now, Tom Fenton from Judicial Watch, really great channel. This guy's a really awesome investigative reporter, lawyer. Got a heck of a team of people that do nothing but God's work, exposing this evil that goes on in this country. If you don't know who Judicial Watch is, go check them out. They're on every platform, and they do great work trying to solve things like issues with things that happened in November, and he's like kind of like Project Veritas used to be. Likes to expose stuff, dig into things, get Freedom of Information Act requests in order to find out what happened, like to Nancy Pelosi's husband. That's who Tom Fenton is, if you don't already know. But Tom Fenton weighed in on Twitter about this. Says Breaking Garland, FBI seems to be hiding a key document alleging that Joe Biden is implicated in a foreign bribery scheme, and this is where the whistleblower comes in. The Oversight Committee says the FBI failed to produce a subpoenaed FBI-generated FD1023 record. That's the actual piece of information that will prove this stuff. This is what the whistleblower is saying. That allegedly details a bribery scheme involving Biden while he was VP and a foreign national. And I believe that's the Romanian. That's just my speculation. That would be the Romanian transaction that they got nailed down at this point. It is clear from the FBI's response that the unclassified records exist. They're not even classified. They were worried about them, FBI and DOJ classifying the information, so they couldn't have it. But since it was already unclassified, they know it exists, but they just can't get them to cough it up. Now, I wish I knew the solution to that. Since the House Oversight Committee said the FBI is failing to comply with the subpoena's deadline, if they're not getting it by the deadline, they're not going to give it. That's just a fact of the matter. I need to stop asking nicely, I guess. I don't know what the next solution is as far as being able to enforce the subpoena, but there's got to be something we can do. So Chairman Comer and Senator Grassley said the FBI is withholding an unclassified document, FD 1023 form, that describes a criminal scheme involving the Bidens, or Joe Biden, should I say, based on a whistleblower disclosure. The Department of Justice and FBI possess an unclassified document form that describes an alleged criminal scheme, then Vice President and a foreign national relating to an exchange of money for policy decisions. See, that's going to be the clincher. That's going to be the thing that puts the T word and the going to be the things that point the finger and prove why our country is headed in the direction it's going. It's because we're going to prove that we're dealing with a president that has been compromised because he is a part of something bigger than most people even realized. International business scheme that's been going on for a really long time, and all these countries have basically got all the dirt on him at this point, and so he's got to play ball. That's why they, I believe, allowed him to be the choice for the Democrat Party, because not in spite of, not due to his actions of being I won't say that. I'll leave that one alone. It's clear from the FBI's response that the unclassified records of the Oversight Committee subpoena exist, but they are refusing to provide them. We asked the FBI not only to provide the records, but also inform us what it did to investigate these allegations. Want to know why the FBI had the laptop and never did anything to investigate it, but instead suppressed the information over on Twitter, of all places. It says the FBI has failed to do both. The FBI's position is trust, but you aren't allowed to verify. That is unacceptable. We plan to follow up with the FBI and expect compliance with the subpoena. Well, you can expect compliance in one hand, and y'all know the rest of it in the other. The FBI failed to produce a subpoena, says the Oversight Committee. It is clear that the FBI doesn't want to give it up. And they're repeating themselves. Says James Comer said the Biden family received at least $10 million, and they got the government has the information, and all they got to do is give it up to prove it. But I don't see that happening, folks. Wish I had better news for you, other than the Bidens have been caught 9 ways from Sunday. There's a ton of more information coming out daily, just from all the investigations starting to come together. We got Oversight Committee and Judicial Committee and a couple other committees looking into the Bidens, and with the laptop, suspicious activity reports, other bank records, emails, whistleblowers. It's coming, folks. It's just a matter of time. If we are not able to even, here's the only good thing I can say about it, even if we're not unable to do any real prosecution for all the stuff between now and 2024, I do believe that when 2024 happens, everybody on the planet will have heard enough about this story, because it's going to continue to unfold and prove more and more and more until there's no way to hide it. Mainstream media will not be able to hide it at one point. And if we get there at the rate we're going, I think we will. There's no reason we can't get 70% of the vote and take our country back. Like, subscribe, and share, Devoted Patriots. Have a great day. Over and out, folks.